Robert Kirkman's Die was stealth dropped at my local comic shop. I say stealth dropped because that's what the comic book guy told me. He said they just got 10 copies out of nowhere, secretly. Stealth dropped. And then another guy came into the comic book shop and he also used the phrase stealth dropped. And I mean, how else do you describe it when Robert Kirkman's just sprinkling stuff everywhere? So I was like, you know what, Robert Kirkman? You go out of your way to do some secretive shit. It's ballsy. And I have to reward your balls, Mr. Kirkman. And honestly, I shouldn't have been able to get this because mature readers. And I think we all know I'm a little bit on the immature side. But you know what? Would you say that Robert Kirkman is the most prolific comic book writer of the last decade? Is that an accurate statement? Tell me if it's close. Tell me if I'm just entirely wrong. I've only read like the first 40 issues of Walking Dead. I started hating the show. The hate spreads to the comic, or the disinterest, I should say. I've read like the first really thick hardcover of Invincible. I love that. Gotta go back to it sometime. So I was like, you know what? It's Kirkman. He's doing some wily shit with this stealth drop. So you know what? I'll check it out. So let's look at this Die. I don't know if it's catchy. I may come around to it. So let's look at this. We got two guys covered in ketchup. I hate this job sometimes. And this gristled man calling him a wimp. And it's like, hey, okay, we got a couple guys here. They're playing cowboys and Asians, and they're covered in ketchup. They got a lot of firepower, though. I'm into it, and we have a Hillary Clinton type lady down here looking a little sad. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be a Hillary Clinton type. Something happens that makes me think maybe. But, I mean, when you put an old lady in a pantsuit and give her a short haircut, I'm going to think about Hillary Clinton, whether, you know, that's intended or not. That's just the world we live in. She's been rocking the short hair. She's been rocking the pantsuits. Out of the womb, I would guess? I mean, does she have baby pictures? Or, like, little baby of her hatching out of an egg, depending on your opinion about her? I don't really have one. Okay, let's just go. Let's see what this is. And then we start off with a dog race in the UK, which, there's a dog race track in Memphis, which is the closest major city to me. And when I was younger, when I turned 18, I wanted to go and bet on them. But then, as I get older, I'm like, oh, you know they don't treat the dogs well. I mean, they may not beat them, but I still feel like if you're in the dog racing business, I don't want to know you. I feel very comfortable saying that. So we've got some dog racers here. They've got funny names. Shady Character, Sunday's Blessing. We see this guy, he drops his ticket. This guy picks it up and he's like, no, this isn't my ticket. I don't know what happened. I didn't bet on Grandma's Delight. Ooh. Grandmas, they also need that delight. Is Hillary Clinton getting her delight? Now, based on what I've seen Bill Clinton looks like literally a bag of bones that's just ready to drop at any moment, so probably not. And Grandma's Delight wins 1001. So this guy, he switched out his tickets, and this guy won. What? That's going to be coming into play. If you like conspiracy stuff, this is going to hit all this stuff for you. Now we get into this. Okay. This is what really sold me on it, because I'm kind of into sport bikes, kind of into motorcycles. I even had a sport bike for a very short amount of time, and I have been realizing that sport bikes, they don't really have a lot of good media dedicated to them. I know we all love the movie Biker Boys, and to a lesser extent Torque, but they're garbage movies. I haven't watched Black Rain yet. I know that's more like dirt bikes or something, but I'm going to watch that. But I don't think there are comics either that have a lot of cool sport bike stuff, so I've been thinking about sport bikes. I see this, and I was like, oh shit, this is serendipitous. I gotta pop on this. So we see this guy, he's on a sport bike. In a suit too, which is very sexy. So we see that this H2's coming up on him. It blasts out one of his mirrors, which I gotta tell you, that's probably a bitch to replace. Probably not expensive, but a bitch to replace. He starts firing on him, and then this H2 catches up to a sport bike, which is a little unbelievable to me, but you know what, we gotta suspend that disbelief. Maybe it's a supercharged H2. I mean, H2s, I feel like H2s went out of style so quickly that I feel like you could probably get one for like $5 grand. I know I'm being a little facetious, but I still feel like you can get them at a discounted price, and you can make up for what you didn't spend. Just supercharge the shit out of it, so you can catch these Asians on these sport bikes. So he gets them. This guy's he's flying. He's like a beautiful swan. Oh man, his bike though, totally fucked up. And he's blasting out the windshield. It's bulletproof, but how bulletproof is it? Of course, nothing's going to be that bulletproof when you're at point blank range and the dude's firing like his entire clip. He sends our boy flying. Oh yeah, this is in this is in the UK, so they have these stone bridges. And you know, there are trolls down there and probably a family of gypsies. I'm sorry, Roman shells probably residing in their RVs over here. So he says, okay, fair play. Anything goes, all good. I'm gonna kill these fuckers so hard, which I don't know about not the cussing. You know I'm into it. You know I'm into the cussing. I use it all the time. But I'm gonna kill these fuckers so hard. It's like how a kid would think a tough guy would speak. All I need you to tell me is that you're gonna kill these fuckers. I don't even need you to say it. I just need you to do it. So let's just see how he's gonna kill these fuckers in a hard-like fashion, if you will. So we see him. He just starts blasting these, and he's talking shit the whole time. And it's a little, I've heard better shit talk, but you know, let's just focus on the violence, because we all love that. He starts blasting these people. He runs out of ammo, but you know what? Anything is a weapon in the hands of an Asian. So he's just throwing the gun pieces everywhere. He's doing fucking flying roundhouse kicks. He's using, well, he just stabbed a guy with a gun. That's some advanced level play, you know what I'm saying. And eventually, one of the guys comes at him with a knife. He grabs him and he gives him a little bit of a rhinoplasty. Yeah, see this? See this? He's getting rid of his deviated septum. He's getting rid of both septums. Both septums are straight up gone. This guy. It's, let's hope he has a good personality, because I don't know about getting the ladies, or the guys, who knows. We can see the skull, the nose skull hole, the skull hole. That's gonna be a tough sell. I mean, oh, you know what's funny? He can't wear glasses anymore. Haha, no more glasses for you. So eventually we get into what this comic is gonna be about. And this is what I'm saying, if you're into conspiracy stuff, it's gonna be hitting on all cylinders for you. I kind of started with like another metaphor, and then I changed it. You heard it in the way that my pitch changed. But let's just see what this is about. We don't like to admit it, but this is an evil world where evil people do evil shit all the time. Oh yeah. Thankfully, there is a secret cabal within the United States government that works outside our normal system to influence world matters. Ooh, this is the kind of... Now, I'm not really into conspiracy theories. I like hearing about them. I like hearing about shadow government. And I like hearing about the Men in Black. And the Bilderberg Group and Bohemian Grove. I love hearing about it. As far as, you know, like, is that actually happening? Very skeptical. I have one of my friends is very into conspiracy theories, mostly related to Tupac, but he's super into that Bilderberg shit. Oh god, that Bohemian Grove shit just makes him go crazy. So that's what this is about, sort of shadow government. And you know what? I'm into it. So let's see. Let's see what they're up to. Through targeted assassination, the world around us is manipulated right under our noses, mostly for the better. Sometimes for individual gain. Okay, yeah, I can get down with that. So if you're hurting people, somehow making the world worse than it already is, or even just standing in the way of something good happening, someone could right now be giving the order for you to die, die, die. Yeah, it's a little... It doesn't seem like something that would happen in some sort of action movie where a 15-year-old girl, she's about to get murdered, but then she just, like, stabs a guy, and she yells, die, 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 and she keeps stabbing him, but then she's horrified at her own actions that right afterward. I mean, she killed a guy, but he was going to kill her, and, you know, he was kind of like a little bit of a terrorist, too, so she technically made the world a better place, but she's still, while she's stabbing, she's yelling, die, die, die. It's a little dramatic. I don't know how I feel about it, but I will say that this page This page is beautiful. This shit is dope. We've got Asians, we've got fighter jets, we got people wearing masks, we got chiseled American GI looking guy. Hillary Clinton there is, she's there. Previous guy, we got the sport bike and the H2. I'm into it. No, I would not like to update my computer right now. This is dope. So then it cuts back to what happened to the Asian guy. I'm gonna skip the rest of this comic for the most part. Just giving you an idea, because we gotta reward people when they do some cool type shit in the comic book industry. Just being like, it's out there. No months long hype. No just pouring over all the details. Just here it is. Read it. You like it. Whatever. Okay. So we see the Hillary Clinton. She's doing coke, which I'm gonna assume the real Hillary Clinton doesn't. She's doing coke, and she's expressing that she doesn't want to do the red tape stuff anymore. And she's found out that there is a pedophile in the UK. You know what? She doesn't want to expose him because he's going to end up in a prison, and he's going to be having candlelight dinners in prison, which I feel like, yeah, probably. Maybe not candlelight, but he's definitely not getting just bread and water. She wants him dead. She just wants to fucking shoot him. But you know what? You can't just shoot a politician. She wants the full Cosby, which I don't know if that's a phrase that we use, but full Cosby, let's just get that out there in the vernacular. We need that. So you know what? He's got an upcoming election, the pedophile, and this guy is his opponent. He's got a good shot. He's working on a railway proposal, so if this guy wins the election, this guy will quietly commit suicide. Very neat. He's gone. No more raping the kids. But you know what? The good guy's, his proposal is going to fail. So if his fail, he doesn't get elected. Pedophile gets elected. Harder to expose. So what? What do you do? Well, you have to kill the guy who is against the railroad. How do you do that? God, how do you do that? Well, you got, what's his weak spot? He is his elderly mother. His elderly mother is taken care of by another guy. It connects to the guy at the racetrack. Just a lot of like seeing the strands, seeing the ripples, seeing how do you solve these things without, you know, just indiscriminately murdering people. I'm into that. I'm into just like, okay, if this happens, we have to do this. I like that type of thing. If you're into that, definitely go into that. So eventually we find out that the Hillary Clinton type and the Asian guy, they were connected. She was his boy, and she finds out that his nose has been cut off, not to spite his or her face. So she sends a guy to go and get him, and it's like a shooter type of scenario where it's a guy in the middle of the forest or whatever, and I don't want to say too much because if I show it, yeah, but whatever. So you know what, go get this if you're into the conspiracy type stuff or whatever, but you know what, then we get this thing at the end where Kirkman talks about the comic experience of the early 90s, of what he was doing. He says, like, when you walked into a comic shop and looked at the new comic rack is full of something that I think modern comics is very much lacking. Surprise! I remember walking in the store, seeing the new rack from far, scanning the covers, trying to figure out what they could be as I got closer and closer. Just like not knowing what things are. Even later, after I discovered previews and would scan the catalog for hours looking for the books I'd be buying in the future, you could still get a surprise cover change. So what is he... So he talks a little bit more about that, and he's like, so my goal as a creator was to figure out how to shorten that time. How can you announce a project and have it available in the stores at the same time? Well, let me tell you, it's really, really hard. And that's how he worked with Skybound and Image to work tirelessly to figure out how to just do it. So you know what? He's very excited about this idea. I'm gonna pick up issue 2. Possibly, if you're into the conspiracy type stuff, definitely go get this. I mean, you gotta feel like anytime somebody tries something different, advertising or lack of advertising wise in the industry, we just gotta reward the innovation. Now, I gotta go play Cowboys and Asians, alright? Alright, have a good night.